Hi, I'm Mark. This is my February review for Aries Sun sign and Aries rising. We start the month on a bit of a tricky footing because we have Mercury retrograde and this causes difficulty with communications. We also have two aspects that are highlighting your 11th house. This is the house of friends and colleagues and acquaintances and also groups. So we have a little bit of difficulty here because Sun is in the 11th and he's squaring Mars. Now, if you want to look back 6 months when Mars, your ruler, was in your sign, you made certain decisions then. Now these decisions will be challenged at this point and you'll know whether you made the right choice or not. If you've made the right decision, then all will be good and you'll be able to carry on forward. But if you've made the wrong decision, then this will be highlighted and you will have to adapt, adjust and adapt. This could also involve friends and acquaintances because we have maybe a challenge here from friends, or in a group situation you may be challenged. And because we have Saturn in that house as well, and Saturn's making an aspect to Chiron, the healing planet, this could also involve authority figures because Saturn represents authority. So what do? Well, we can heal these because Chiron, the planet of healing, can heal the situations and he can help you. This aspect is long running. It's going for the whole of the month. So there's a chance to look at your attitudes. Maybe you've inherited attitudes from your father or from an authority figure that need adjusting. You need to look at your responsibilities and duties within groups or to friends, and then you need to look at your future goals and set them according to the changes you're going to make now. Just remember though, while Mercury's retrograde, communication is difficult, so it might be hard to get through to people. It might be hard for them to understand you or you to understand them. On the 5th and 6th, Venus makes an aspect to that Saturn Chiron sextile we spoke about earlier, and she will tap into that and help because she'll work well with Chiron. She will help you gain understanding and acceptance of the situation around you, and you'll be able to aid the healing of Chiron with Venus. Then also on the 6th we have a very fortunate aspect. The Sun makes aspects to the North and South Node. This is a very fortunate time. This is when you can be in the right place at the right time. You have to be open and ready for things that are going to happen. You can't afford to miss these things because the North Node is our way forward. So there could be a clue, there could be a sign that points you in the right direction. It's a good time to learn because the nodes are in your 3rd and 9th house. This is the houses of learning. So it's a good time to learn things that can put you in good stead later on. On the 7th we have another square aspect. This is another one that will last to the end of the month, so it gives you time to work with it, time to get in tune with the energies and to make the changes necessary. This one is between Saturn and Uranus. Again, it's between your 11th house and your 2nd house. So there's a strong emphasis on these two houses this month. Now the 2nd house, where Uranus is all about your finances and your self-worth, and the 11th house is connected to friends and also your goals for the future. So here with these two we need to look at how rigid you have become. If you've become too rigid, then change has got to happen. If you've become flexible and managed to keep changing through the previous 7 or 8 years, then this won't be a major problem. It's the more rigid you've become, the more difficult the change will be. Right, so where are we looking for change? We're looking at changes in your worth. How do you measure up to your friends and colleagues? You know, what sort of effort do you put into the relationship? What are your duties to your friends and colleagues? Also to group involvements. If you belong to a group, you need to be analysing how flexible you are within the group, or have you become rigid? If you are the head of a group, have you become too rigid and not allowed enough change to happen? These are the sort of things that will come up with this aspect. Also, with Uranus in the 2nd, it's about financial planning as well. Is there not enough structure in your financial planning, or is there too much structure? Are you too penny pinching? You know, these are the sort of issues that will come up, and you've got time now to work with them. You've got time until the end of the month to get to grips with these and to and to make some changes. The earlier you can make changes, the less difficult it will become. The longer you leave it, the more tense it will become. On the 9th, Mercury makes a positive aspect to the Moon's nodes. Now here you can expect a message. This will help you in the future. This could be a message about where you're going in the future, what you need to do. And remember not to act on things yet, because Mercury's still retrograde and will be until the 20th. So once the 20th gets here, then you can put things into action. On the 10th, there's a bit of an irritable day because Mercury then makes a square to Mars, and this can make a very tense day with a lot of feelings of angst. Then on the 11th there's a new moon. Now this is fantastic because it's in your 11th house and it's in Aquarius. This new moon is about originality. This is a new moon when you can sow the seeds. The 11th house is about goals and aims for the future. It's also about networking, so it's a good time now to start networking. Good time to be thinking about your goals for the future, and also a good time to realise what it is you actually want to be doing. On the same day as the new moon, Venus makes two favourable aspects. First to Jupiter and the second to the black moon. Now both of these are very favourable because it helps you to meet new people who will relay some of your fears. It's quite a favourable aspect. So the people you meet today will be very useful to you in the future. They will be able to help you attain your goals because this is all in the 11th house. So it's a good day for networking again, and this works well with that new moon. Then on the 12th, Mars has an aspect, but it's one of those where Mars is going to be softened. It's a sextile to Neptune, so Mars will be greatly toned down and be more sensitive, so it won't be as aggressive as it normally is. This is a good day to get in touch with the spiritual things, the Neptune side of things, and to maybe meditate and to get a better idea of the bigger picture around you. The weekend of the 13th, it's a difficult one because Mercury is just pushing that final bit of retrograde motion, makes a couple of difficult aspects, so it's one of those weekends where your glass seems half empty. You won't feel up for having much fun, and you won't be able to express yourself as clearly and openly as you would like. But then on the 15th, Venus makes a lovely aspect to the moon's node, so here you can learn something. The nodes are in your 3rd and 9th house, so you could learn things about your immediate environment. You could learn things about your future, the things that will help you with the future. It could be learning about somewhere where you're going to go, some new exciting place. It's a good day for getting those ideas coming through, fulfilling those desires that you've dreamed about. But don't forget, don't take any action till after the 20th, because that's when Mercury goes direct again, and it'll take a day or so just to get back into that motion, but then once he's going direct, then you can put things into place. On the 19th is a day when it could be a little bit awkward in relationships because Mars squares Venus. If relationships are good, then it will be fine, but if there's a little niggly things there, then they need to be looked at. Then on the 23rd, Mars makes a positive aspect with Pluto, and it's now time to put those long-term plans into action. Mercury is now direct, and all planets will be direct until the middle of May, so this is a good time to get motivated and to put power into things and push forward. Leave your ego behind, because Pluto won't tolerate the Mars ego. So work more for the good of not only yourself but for others as well. As society as a whole, we need to all pull together now and be going in the right direction. On the 24th, we have a fantastic aspect. Jupiter makes a positive aspect to the moon's nodes. Now the north node for you is in the 3rd house. This is the house of the mind, of communication, of intelligence, of learning. So this is very good because two things will happen. One, you will reap the benefits of any past learning that you've done, and 2, you will be taken to a new level. There's karma going on here, so karma will improve you and promote you in all levels. So this is a fantastic time. The mind is key here, so the more you can learn, the more you can gather in, the more you will benefit from this. Jupiter also brings forth opportunities to travel, because your South Node is in the 9th house. This is Jupiter's house, so also philosophy and beliefs will be coming into play here. There's a time when you can use what you've learned in the past, not only in this life but in past lives, and put it to good use in the future. You can draw on your many talents, and you can use those talents and use the opportunities that Jupiter's going to bring to go forward into the future. Then on the 25th, there's another interesting aspect. The Sun makes a sextile to Uranus. So this is also a good opportunity to improve things, to reform things. It's another opportunity to bring forth creative change. This will be easier because it's a positive aspect. So you can bring this, and this will affect your 11th house. This is your goals. You can change your goals now to fit in, and you can also work with your finances, because Uranus is in that 2nd house of finances, and you can perhaps find better ways to improve your state financially. Then at the end of the month, on the 27th, there's a full moon. This full moon is in your 6th house in Virgo. Virgo is practical earth. This is a time when you can analyse things, you can organise things, you can look back and see what works and what doesn't, and you can simplify things in your life so that your life runs a lot more smoothly. It's also good for looking at health, diet, exercise, and your work routines as well, your daily routines, whatever you do. Look at them, see what works, see what doesn't, and you can restructure them, and you can make them run better for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.